John Trice. I'm the Vice President of the Friends of the Elmira Civil War Prison Camp.
Oh.
And we started a not-for-profit organization back in 2014 because we had found an original building that was part of that camp. And it was our mission to preserve it, restore it, and be able to re-erect it on appropriate ground. So we got permission from the Elmira City Water Board, which is located on the actual original site of the prison camp, to give us a section of land down there to re-establish that building. And we've also been able to set up a life-size Union barracks, which would have been part of that camp back in 1861. So what we've done is try to preserve, protect, promote Civil War in Elmira and Chemung County. Some of it good, some of it bad, but again, it's what happened, and people should know what that part of history was all about. The prison camp itself, as you can see, we're standing in the Confederate portion of Woodlawn Cemetery, where over 2,963 prisoners did not survive the 1 year in which they were held prisoner at the camp, and they're buried here. As we all know, after the war, many Southern families would come north to try and reclaim their loved kin, but many of them, when they came up here and they saw how meticulous the bodies and the memories were kept, they decided that their kin should stay together on this land right here. So we have this very appropriate burial site, and as you can see, American flags do grace because they were all Americans too.
Yeah. And what is the address of the campsite if we want to visit it?
I'm trying to think of the best way to get you down there.
Is there an address or?
Yes, it's I think it's 34 Winsor, W-I-N-S-O-R, Winsor Avenue. Trying to think.
And you said the waterworks was right next to it? Some kind of
waterworks, yeah. There's an 1898 building that was built back then, or 1899, and the gentleman who was the first president of the water board, his name was Clay Holmes, and while he was working there, he found out that the land his office was on was actually part of that prison camp. So he became so enamored with that story that he wrote the first book on the Elmira Civil War prison camp, which came out in 1907. What he was able to do was, he was able to contact still alive Southerners who had been in the camp, held prisoner, and was able to, through a dialogue, be able to put together what life was like during that time in which they were held in captivity. So that's all part of...
Is there anything on the campsite now? Anything at all?
Yes.
What is actually on the campsite that's
we have
part
the
of the Civil
building,
War? The original?
Which has been reconstructed. We also have a replica Union barracks, because in 1861, right after the fire on Fort Sumter, when Lincoln asked for 75,000 volunteers, New York established 3 rendezvous points for men to come and be mustered in, trained, outfitted, fed, and then organized into regiments and sent down south. So for 3, almost 4 years, that's what was down there, to train Union soldiers. Then in 1864, in July, it was decided that since Grant had shut down any type of prisoner exchanges, they needed more places to put Confederate prisoners. So they then set up barracks number 3, which is the one down by the river, as the Elmira Civil War prison camp.
And is this open to the public?
It's open right now. In fact, we just opened today, okay?
Is today the first day?
First day.
Wow.
Of this season. What you can do is this, and I guess the best way to point out how to get back there is...
How much land is actually there that you're using? How big of a site?
It's, well, altogether it was a 34-acre plot, okay? Our part is just on the waterboard property, which is probably less than half an acre. But it is on the actual ground where the prison camp was. We have docents down there now who will take you through the area and explain all the different parts of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And
yeah, I'd
that's
like to
open
go.
the public.
Yeah, I'd like